I wasn't always like this, you know. People looked up to me once. This is what happens. When things get out of control, one day you're sailing along, everything's hunky-dory, and the next... Excuse me, a spare little change, madam.
Not today, sorry.
I get that all the time, you know. I applied to sell the big issue, but they took one look at me and shook their heads. They said I had to clean myself up a bit. That's a laugh, I thought. Is it supposed to help people like me so they can clean themselves up? How can I do that when all I get is whatever people give me? Most people steer clear of me. I suppose I must smell a bit. You see, I can't smell it. I'm immune. I think I lost my sense of smell along with my sense of humour. I am a bit out of the way here. But I came here for a bit of shelter, especially now it's cold, you see. It's tucked away in this little alleyway, so not many people know about it. I can keep out of the wind and rain, and I've made it quite homely. I'm probably trespassing, but no one ever seems to come here, so I'm all right for now. I've got a torch for when it gets dark. I got that the last time I went into the night shelter, but I'm not too keen on going now. No, the people are a bit rough, you see. Not really what I'm used to. Don't look at me like that. I told you this isn't how I've always been. It's probably my mother's fault I ended up like this. I was an only child in a very matriarchal home. My father and me did whatever my mother said or suffered the consequences. We had lots of books at home, but every Thursday, come rain or shine or even snow, she took me to the library. As soon as I got in from school, I had my usual glass of milk, one digestive biscuit, always on the table ready for me. When I took off my school mackintosh and put it on the peg, on the coat stand, in the hall, and then off we went to the library to look at the dusty old books. I wasn't permitted to look in the children's section. Once I turned 8, though. She thought it was too childish for me. But I was a child, even as young as 6. She tried to steer me to the proper reading books with no pictures, even though I yearned to look at Paddington Bear or Dr. Seuss. Every Christmas I asked for the Rover book for boys. But I never got it. She somewhat forcefully encouraged me to read poetry and anything which she felt was highbrow, and I didn't realise it then, of course, but later she was what you call a social climber. She was very keen on the arts, and when I was 10, she entered me in a talent competition. She drilled me and willed me every day till I could recite Shakespeare's Shall I compare thee to a summer's day by heart and consequently? I won. The prize was a book of children's verse. My mother was disgusted as she felt I had long since surpassed such trivial reading material. The following year, I passed my 11 plus and went to a boys' grammar school. I got on extremely well with the English teacher, who also took drama, and he cast me in many good parts. I made an especially good Lady Macbeth in the first year, and in my final year, I triumphed as Titania in Midsummer that stream. Well, after my A-levels, I went on to Rose Bruford College of Theatre and Performance and studied drama. It was there that I met a very inspiring teacher called Ian Balls. Of course, most of the students called him Eyeballs, but I never did. I never did that. I was brought up to be respectful, and it worked in my favour. Oh, he was such a sweetie, and we got on extremely well. He was always keen to give me extra tuition whenever I wanted, and was a very touchy-feely sort of a man. And sometimes when he was really pleased with me, he'd give my knee a little squeeze. Very sweet. Very sweet. Well, as you can imagine, I became what you call a bit of a lovey. Oh, yes, I used to tread the boards in my day. And I was good too. A fine actor I was. You should have seen me in Midsummer Night's Dream at the Globe. My bottom was stupendous. Oh, dear me, I didn't mean that to sound funny, but I was very funny playing bottom. I really wanted to play tragedy, but my tragedy was always being cast in comedy roles. Woe, and spice, woe. Oh, I was passionate to play Romeo or Petruchio or Claudius. Oh, I'd have made a marvellous meal. Blow, wind, and crack your cheeks. Singe my white head, thou all shaking thunder. Oh, yes. Oh, a more earthly part. Max in Pinter's Homecoming. Oh, yes. In fact, any dignified or powerful role would have done, but after my bottom, things started to slide a bit. Spare a few coppers, mate, for you? Well, thanks for nothing, you miserable old bugger. You could end up like this. Just think on. So this is me now, and you're wondering how I got from that to this. There's only one thing I can say, and that's the bottle. Yes, I took to the demon drink. You see, as I got older, things started taking their toll. The late nights, the line learning, the general way of life, moving from digs to digs, all round the country, and of course, the after-show drinking. Oh, the after-show drinking. I could never resist a drink. And then another. And then another. And I was usually the last one to leave the pub and crawl back to the current grotty digs. And if I was staying in a B&B, there were times when I couldn't get in. Some of those landladies were worse than my mother. Very strict. They'd lock you out, and I could end up sleeping outside. And in the end, I got the sack from my last plane, waiting for Godot, who could pass. But we were only playing in a very small provincial theatre. And as you may have guessed, I had a little snifter or two during the interval. Got my lines muddled up in the second half. And if you're not familiar with it, it's a play about two tramps. Oh, the irony! But after that, my agent took me off their books. And that was it. I couldn't get any more work as an actor, and I had no other skills. I took a job in a bar, I got caught helping myself to drinks, and from there it spiraled down, down and down, till I ended up here. This is the best place I've found for a while now. No one bothers me here, and I can usually get enough from the few passers-by, and they'll stroll into town with my tin to keep me in booze. So long as I can put up with their sycophantic chats, some of the good-gooders do go on and on. But they do get me sandwiches and hot drinks, which keep me going, of course. I'd rather have money, but I suppose it's good to have some food every now and then.
Theodore, you in there, you old scrope?
I told you before I will not tolerate foul language. I am a man of letters.
What letters? Letters from the bleeding council?
You know perfectly well what I mean. I studied at Rose Rueford College of Drama, and I have a first-class honours degree in drama and performing arts for my sins.
Well, what are your bloody sins then, eh? I can't believe you ain't got none. You wouldn't be living here if you didn't.
Oh, well, just clear off, you stupid old woman. I shall tell you precisely nothing. Do you hear? Nothing. I cannot pretend I am whiter than white, that is quite true, but...
All right, keep your hair on. Did you know you missed Christmas? They was asking about you at the Sally Army Christmas dinner yesterday. Oh, it was lovely, it was. I had turkey, stuffing, roast potatoes, sprouts, carrots and loads of gravy, followed by Christmas pudding custard. Bleeding lovely. They had a free raffle and I got this hat. God, it's lovely and warm. It goes right over my ears, look. Oh, I got you a ticket and all. Even though you didn't turn up. Here you are. Open it so I can see what you got. The suspense has been bleeding killing me. I brought you a present too. Look. Well, ain't you going to open it then? Well, ain't you going to open it?
No, I'm going to save it till later. It's too much excitement for one day. Just getting one gift. I'm not used to getting...
All right then, suit yourself. Bloody shame you missed the Christmas dinner though. We had a bit of a sing-song after. We could have done with you for some entertainment. You could have done a rectification or whatever you call it.
I couldn't possibly do a recitation anymore, you stupid woman. Even if I could, do you think I performed for a bunch of Philistines?
Oh, I don't think there was any Philistines there, no. I think everyone was English.
I think you must have only one brain cell, Peg. I've told you before. Oh, look, please don't come round here disturbing me.
Well, if that's how you want to be, you miserable old git, I'll clear off then. Shan't bother bringing you a present. You're not worth it.
Well, it was a nice thought, Peg, and I'm sorry I was rude to you, but I do so value my solitude. Well, perhaps you just leave me in peace now.
Well, ta-ta then. I'll pop round again when you're feeling a bit more friendlier.
Stupid bloody woman. Her English is atrocious. That's one thing I can't abide, you see, living on the streets, the lack of culture. You know, let's see what she's got me. The book for boys. How does she know? How does she know this is what I've always wanted since I was a boy?